We have to jump to this massive, very, very important story here.
Oh boy.
From the Daily Mail exclusive. Hunter Biden could face prostitution charges for transporting hookers across state lines and disguising checks to them as payment for medical services. Well, I mean, that's a medical service.
It's a medical service.
In many ways. Well,
it's a mental health service. It's a medical service.
It's a prostate milk.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Her son spent $30,000 in 5 months on the girlfriend experience. Warning: graphic content. I'm not going to show you the actual images, but so this is actually outside of the iCloud hack and the phone hack. Apparently, the feds have known that he did this since 2019.
Of course.
So is anything really going to happen? Of course not. These people are as corrupt can be. Mm-hmm. But now that we know. You think it's going to change anybody's mind? Here, I just got to stress this real quick. A suspicious activity report filed by J.P. Morgan Chase flagged transactions involving Moriva after she received tens of thousands of dollars from Hunter's company. So it was actually Chase Bank that was like, something
fraud
is
detection.
Weird with this and
Yeah.
flagged it. Suspicious activity. I don't think anybody who knows anything about the Bidens is surprised by any of this. And I don't think anybody believes there will be any accountability or justice.
Well, I don't know. This is one where, like, when you're talking about prostitution, people in the call, everybody, their ears perk up. And if this is actually, there's evidence that he did this and wasted, I don't know if it's taxpayer money or whatever this money is.
Pretty much.
I think it's actually
on
essentially
sex.
fraud. Maybe.
So, look, it's one thing for prostitution, but when you're bringing them to different states, that's when I say I've had enough.
Well, but I was actually seriously going to ask that because
That's actually a huge crime.
The libertarian part of me, I think that prostitution should be legal. I think that drugs should be legal. But why are you shuffling ladies of the night across state? Like why? Well, why are you doing that?
What was it, Boston and New York?
No, but I actually don't know. Like why would you take them across state lines?
It's a lot.
But hold on.
It's not like if you need an umbrella, it'll be there when you get there.
Yeah,
Exactly.
just get in the trunk.
Yeah,
I
there's more
think-
when you arrive.
I think this dude is deeply disturbed and was abused, and he's trying to emulate the girlfriend experience.
Sex
And
addict, drug addict, love addict.
Right. He wants people to pretend like they care about him, man. It's brutal.
Well, yeah, the girlfriend experience is basically, it is broken down to the fact, like, it's not the girlfriend experience of like 2 years in where you're fighting.
Right.
He just wants to be loved.
That would be a real bummer of a $30,000.
Yeah.
You spend it and you're just arguing about groceries.
It's like you stay at a hotel, there's all your stuff's on the lawn.
Well,
But you're right, though. That's what it's about. I mean, it comes into the fact that he was unloved as a child. Somebody completely broke and hurt him. And that's what this comes down to. I really believe that.
unloved
Yeah.
as a child.
Yeah. Well,
No, but even
Both.
even if he
What-
if he wasn't abused, I think what you're saying is just that form of abandonment, which probably happens a lot with powerful parents like that. It would still make sense that you're reaching for drugs, sex and love addiction, et
The
cetera.
only time Joe Biden hugged his son was to sniff him.
Yeah.
Right.
No,
Seriously.
yeah, that
true.
would be a bummer.
Or to push him out of the way to hug his brother.
Yikes.
brutal.
Burned.
He really was awful.
Hunter just keeps putting on like pretty perfume to get his dad to come
my
sniff him and get
Yes,
close.
I mean-
he's wearing a girl's wig.
His dad apparently funds all this stuff.
Yes.
Like there was that other story where this is this crazy thing. The bots really came out in force. I tweeted, how is the media going to ignore all these photos? This is effing insane. Like the photos that I have seen will give me nightmares for the rest of my life. I have PTSD, right?
Therapy.
I need therapy. I'm kidding. By the way.
Yeah.
But it's like they're really awful photos and videos. And all of a sudden I get inundated by weirdos defending Hunter Biden. I'm like, this is weird. Why would anyone defend Hunter Biden? You don't have to like Democrats to be like
You can just stay quiet. You don't have to.
or
yeah.
you can say like, I voted for Biden and I think this is really bad because it is.
Yes.
It's so weird.
Of course.
But the defenses are weird. They're like, Hunter's not even a public figure. Who cares? And I'm like, he flew on Air Force Two with his dad to do a private equity deal with China and secured the deal. And now Joe Biden is reportedly sold nearly 1 million barrels of our crude to Sinopec, a Chinese-owned gas company that Hunter Biden has his private equity firm he co-founded, has purchased $1.7 billion in Sinopec marketing. So it's like,
Yeah, if Hunter was just in like a Journey cover band in Des Moines, it would be fine. But he is
No one would
involved in
care.
this stuff.
And this has been since right after he left office as the vice president. I mean, this has all been happening since then.
it's actually interesting because his lifestyle is more in line with the Journey.
It really is.
Specifically rock-
You know, we
rock
could
star.
actually save Hunter right now. Join a Journey cover band, and this
you
will
go.
all go away.
It's really more in line with like the ex-drummer of a really great band.
I'm
You
looking
know-
at the trauma. In 1972, he was in a car accident with his brother, he was like 2 at the time, and his mom was in the car, and his sister, who
Yeah.
both died. His mom and
Right.
his sister.
Yeah.
And he's saying in this interview with People Magazine that the family never really talked about it. So I can imagine that being a source of like maddening trauma if your
That's
dad never mentions.
brutal. Yeah.
Yeah. It's so rough.
I think it may have something to do with there's, I don't know if it's true or if it's just anecdotal, but my experience growing up is that the kids in the suburbs who wanted for nothing did tons of drugs.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
Free
It was
time.
easy to fall into that.
Free time, they were bored. So for me,
In Detroit, some of the richest kids I knew, they got everything they wanted and didn't appreciate anything. They had no purpose.
The
And a lot
only
of them are dead now.
Yeah. I forgot about this story until we started. I've been also triggered by Hunter Biden. I smoked crack once by accident, where it was with this rich kid who would come to our house sometimes, and I was just a weed guy. I never did hard drugs, and we're smoking
His name
it.
was Bunter Hyden.
Bunter Hyden. What was that Simpsons? L Simpson. No, that's too obvious. Lisa S. And I was smoking, and I was like, "Hey, I feel kind of weird, man." And he looks at me, and again, this was like the rich kid, and he looks at me and just goes, "Oh yeah, there may be a little crack in that." And I was like, "Buddy, there's no such thing as a little crack. You either smoked no crack, or you are now addicted to crack." And I was just like, "What is it?" And yeah, I did. But yeah, it was we were suburbs. We were the poor kids in the suburbs, but all the people who were doing hard drugs were the rich kids in our area.
Yo.
We were just smoking bad weed and seeing fish.
legit though, the scary thing right now is the lacing of drugs.
Yes.
'Cause
Oh, it's horrible.
Yeah.
fentanyl. There was like tons of story. I saw a story where it was like an 18-year-old kid thought he was gonna party and he took in some fentanyl, not realizing that he died.
There were a couple comics
Oh.
who died. It was a big story in like comedy community.
Oh, it was like 3 of them in a
Yeah.
house.
Yeah.
But I've lost 8 friends in 2 years to fentanyl.
What's your take, being in recovery, on like the strips to test? Because it's one of those things where it's like we shouldn't have to. We obviously don't want to encourage people to do drugs, but like
I think it's a good idea.
You have to,
I remember
right?
the first time I saw it, I was on a New York subway, and I was like, "Oh, that's nice. Test your drugs for drugs."
Right.
And but yeah, I think it's better
kinda
than
have-
nothing
yeah.
because now it's put in there.
idea.
Well, it's put in there from China, given to Mexican cartels, put into your stuff to make it more potent. And people say, "Well, why would you want to kill your clientele?" It's like there's no shortage of addiction.
Don't care.
Right.
Yeah,
I-
you can make new ones every day.
Right.
But I also think that China's intent is actually just the destabilization and destruction of the country.
100%.
Yeah, the opium wars are still active.
Right.
What's the strip you're talking about? This drug detection strip?
It actually tests your drug. Like you can put it into your cocaine, and it'll tell you if there's
That's
fentanyl.
so
in it.
Wow,
Yeah.
it's just a piece of like a strip that turns a color or something.
Yeah, but
That's
you can miss it though too because fentanyl is so little. I mean, the tiniest amount.
Right.
You
Yeah.
can sneak by. it.
I think we need to do drug abstinence only
Yes,
drug.
that's correct.
Don't do drugs.
Don't do
Yeah, I
drugs,
agree
kids.
with you.
You gotta define the word drug. Fentanyl is an insidious, dangerous chemical. I mean,
I gotta
it's
be honest,
the beginning too. Like we're going towards more military upgraded drugs. It's gonna be like Buff Out from Fallout. You guys ever play like these crazy psychoactive, strength-inducing, addictive things we got to watch out for? And they're just making more and more in laboratories as they develop their
Bioshock.
lasers.
BioShock is
Yeah.
a better example.
Stuff
for a
that
video
twists
game.
your DNA and makes you like feral
Splicers.
crazy. I mean,
Yeah, we need better drugs.
yeah, that's what I'm aiming at. Is
Yeah.
better drugs.
But like doctor prescribed, better functioning, no bad side effects, no bodily destruction
Well,
or whatever.
even with
Yeah,
even
not what's used to peacefully put down elephants.
even with psychedelics, they're doing it medically now. It's you're with a therapist, and there are MDMA
Yeah,
treatments,
ketamine as well.
Yeah,
treatments,
ketamine for depression.
even with psilocybin, and it's helping for PTSD, for depression. But it is not, oh, I'm doing mushrooms and going to Hooters with the boys on Friday. It is literally you are sitting with a therapist.
weird
They are
Friday.
taking notes. It is.
Look, ibuprofen you can get over the counter, and it's fantastic. I hurt my back a couple weeks ago. I couldn't even move. It was
Yeah.
brutal, and took a bunch of them, and it really helped.
But you still want to be careful with that stuff because
Exactly.
it'll rip your muscles
stomach.
up eventually.
I get
Risk
heartburn
stomach
every
is-
time I take it.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It stops your body from producing like mucus or whatever.
Yeah.
So your stomach will digest itself if you do too much of it. That's why it's like, yo, you got to talk to a doctor.
Is that
good
true?
Yeah, and non-steroidal anti-inflammatories.
Yeah.
It's
Tylenol.
I
Right,
get
yeah.
unless I get heartburn I can't take like aspirin or Advil. It
Interesting.
like tears my stomach up. Yeah,
Everything created by man is to kill you.
it's terrible. It's
To
the
kill you.
worst.
well, no,
just
it's
feels
just
like
it's
it.
just there's a you got to pay your dues.
Yeah, there's a
like if you
responsible.
want the pain to go away, there's a limit
Yes.
to how much you can actually accommodate with anything.
Yeah.
You know, too much exercise is bad for you. You got to rest days. Eating too much meat, you get the meat sweats,
Too
you
much
get sick,
water
you
is
might
bad
barf.
for you.
We
Too
are
much
good
water, electrolyte displacement,
Yeah.
you're dead.
At building technology to destroy or consume things more efficiently, like the fork. The fork is great at putting a dead animal's body into your mouth.
Yes.
The saw is fantastic at killing a tree so that you can make wooden structures out of it. Like we're really innovative when it comes to destroying and
Yeah, we
figuring out
are.
better ways to destroy.
We're better than the beaver.
Oh yeah.
They-
Yeah, and they're
they
pretty
wreck-
all right.
they wreck stuff.
Beavers are good.
Tear it up.
Good.
Straight up terraforming.
You ever seen a dam? I'm like, damn.
Yeah.
Oh, that's why they call them that?
I think so.
Yeah,
I think so
Because
too.
the first one who saw it was
So
like,
let's
damn.
thanks for checking out this segment from the Timcast IRL podcast. But if you want to check out the full show live, tune in Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. And if you want more special access content, head over to timcast.com and become a member. Your membership helps sustain this company, keep our journalists employed, makes this show happen, and you will get access to exclusive members-only segments of the Timcast IRL podcast, and there's a massive library to check out. So again, go to timcast.com or tune in Monday through Friday at 8 p.m., and we'll see you all there.